Hi, welcome to a tutorial for how to make these crochet bags that can be attached to crutches or walkers. I made one of these for myself when I was on crutches and I felt it was extremely helpful, so I want to make a tutorial so that other people can make one for themselves. This is also part of the bag project that I'm starting, so if you'd like to learn more about that, please check out my Instagram. Alright, to start out, I'm using this brand of acrylic yarn and a 4.5mm hook. To start our project, we're going to create a slip knot, so cross one strand of yarn over the other, and then put your thumb and pointer finger through the hole that you made and pull through the yarn that is attached to the ball, so the longer strand of yarn. And then you have your knot. You can adjust it by pulling the strings, and then you will insert your hook through the loop. And once the loop is on your hook, make sure it's snug but not too tight, as it should be able to move back and forth. Now it's time to start our chain. So we are going to put the yarn over the hook and then pull it through the loop we had just made. So to show you that again, yarn around the back side, over the hook, and then pull through the loop. And then this is a chain. We're going to chain 35, and then I will see you at the end of that. So now we have finished our chain 35, we're going to start with the double crochet stitch that will be used throughout the tutorial. So yarn over, and then insert your hook into the second loop from the chain. So here's the first, you're going to insert it into the second that I just pointed to. In there, yarn over, and then pull back through. You should have 3 loops on the hook now. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. So I'm going to show you that again. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next loop, yarn over and pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. Unfortunately, I feel as if I'm not the most qualified teacher, so I will be linking some stitch tutorials down below, as this is more a tutorial on the bag rather than how to crochet itself, but it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So I believe in you. If you need help, look at the tutorials. And then you're just going to do this all the way down to the other end. So now that we have finished the first row, we are going to start the second row, which includes crocheting into the back loops. So I will chain 1 and then yarn over, insert my hook into the back loop, which is on the left side, if that makes sense. I will break it all down in a second. Then yarn over and complete a double crochet. So at the end of each row, you're just chaining 1 and then crocheting like normal. So what did I mean by the back loop? Let me break that down a bit. As you see here, there's 2 loops. One is further away from me and one is closer to me. The one further away is the back loop, and that's what we'll be crocheting into. Yarn over, insert your hook into that back loop right there, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, pull through 2, and pull through the other 2. So here we're just double crocheting like normal, but with those 2 loops from a bird's eye view, you're crocheting into the back one, which is the one farther from you. So then the majority of the bag is that. You do 23 more rows so that you have 25 of the double crochet in the back loops only. When you fold your work in half, you get that bag shape, and now we're going to start to add the straps. So continue where your yarn left off, and you're just going to chain up 35. So as you see, I've done my chain of 35, and now we're going to do a slip stitch all the way back down the chain. So to do a slip stitch, you're going to insert your hook into the loop second from the hook. As you see, I'm pointing that out here, this loop, and then yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. So you're only yarning over once and then pulling through twice. So insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And then you will do this all the way back down the chain of 35. So as you see, I'm close to the end. I'm making sure I'm going all the way to this last stitch, and then I'm even going to go back into this rectangle form that we made. So the next stitch in this corner area, just insert your hook somewhere in there, and then do another slip stitch. Now we have folded our work over, so our corners should be overlapping, creating this square, and we're going to attach them. So insert your hook into the top corner all the way through the work, and then do a slip stitch. you're really just creating a stitch to connect the two corners, and then you are going to chain back up 35 and repeat the same thing you just did with the other strap. So now I've returned back to the corners and we will be sewing the sides together. So to do this, you just insert your hook into a loop from the front panel and to the back panel so that you're going through both sides of the bag. And you can do slip stitches or you can do single crochets. I'm going to show you both. So here I'm just inserting my hook into these loops and then doing a slip stitch to attach the two sides. And then I prefer to do a single crochet, and I'm just doing the same thing, except this time I'm yarning over again and then pulling through the two loops. So you will do this all the way down until you reach the bottom corner, where you'll just secure a couple more times with a couple extra stitches. And then once you've completed this step, we will be doing the exact same thing on the other side. So I'm going to skip through the tutorial a little bit, but you can always rewind and rewatch what we just did. So right here, before I do the other side, I am going to insert a few stitches into this corner. As you see, there's a lot of stitches here, so just try and get your hook through somewhere, and you're just going to really secure this spot to make sure that nothing can get through or like fall through and create a hole or anything. I'm doing like 4 stitches here. Just do however many you're comfortable with. I just like it extra secure. So now I'm going to end the yarn on this side of the bag. We will reattach the yarn on the other side in a second, which I will show you, but for now I'm just cutting it and then tying off the knot as shown here. And then when you're done with the bag, you can weave in the end later. So now we have finished this side, we're going to repeat everything on the other side, but first we're going to attach the yarn in this corner. So I'm turning my work so that the completed side is on the right, and I will then attach my yarn. So insert your hook into this back corner here, and then pull through the yarn and tie a knot. Then insert your hook back in and chain 35 just like you did on the other side, and repeat all the same steps with the slip stitch and then sewing the sides together. Again, feel free to rewind throughout the tutorial so that you can see this again, but you're just doing the same exact steps. Okay, so now you can see I have finished both of the sides of the bag. It's all completed. You can weave in the ends. I wouldn't recommend just cutting them. Definitely, if you cut them, tie them very, very tightly before, and then weave them in along the side. And then to get rid of these rough edges on the sides, I'm just going to turn the work inside out, and then it just gives it a much cleaner, better look. So that's the end of the tutorial. I hope it wasn't too confusing. It was my first tutorial, but I do just want everyone to be able to know how to make these bags, whether or not you want to help out with the bag project and donate a few, or you are making them for yourself or someone else in your life. It's just good to be able to know how to make these. I am showing how you can tie the straps. The height is adjustable. They can sit higher or lower depending on where you tie the knot. And you can always make longer straps to make them dangle further down. But please show me the bags if you make them. Let me know how the tutorial went. If you make any other crochet projects, I love to see them. But yeah, that's about it. So I hope it was helpful and that you are able to understand what I was saying. Maybe I'll make more crochet tutorials in the future. But that's it for now. Thank you. Bye.